Hey guys, we have only 10 days left for Season of Discovery to launch, and I am really excited about playing the Season of Discovery, the new WoW season, WoW Classic, brother. And as some of you may know, I play Warlock in WoW, so I wanna theory craft the possible builds that the Warlock is going to play at max level for the raid, for the Black Fathom Deeps raid. So we are going to do that just now, brother. We are going to see what possible builds we can take to the raid to do the most amount of damage, and we are going to take a look to the tank spec too, brother. I know that a lot of people is excited about the tank spec. I'll be honest, I am not planning to tank, but if it happens, it happens. But I do what I wanna do is go big DPS in the raid, brother. So let's see what I think is going to be the build that is going to do the most single target damage for the Black Fathom Deeps raid, brother. And I think it is something based on Affliction. Of course, this is just a prediction, this might be wrong, but I think it is something based on Affliction. Let's take a look at the runes. I think we are going to take something like Master Channeler, because this makes our drain life that you don't have to channel this, it converts it into a dot, and if we are going full dots, full single target, then this is great. Now, if we are going to cap out the 16 debuff cap that exists in Classic WoW, there is a problem. But since this is a 10-man raid, I don't think we are going to cap it out, so we are going to be able to play this. So we link hard onto the dot spec and we go with this. The critical strike chance, in my opinion, is not that good because the dots can't crit. As far as I know, maybe you crit the first one, but the progressive damage doesn't crit. As far as I know, maybe I am wrong. So this is better for the dot build. Then we have the Haunt ability, is great for the Affliction, and this in fact is an Affliction ability in other versions of WoW, in newer versions of WoW. Then you have the Shadow Bolt volley. This is for AoE spread, so we don't want this. Metamorphosis is for the tank. Chaos Bolt is for the fire build, so you are left with Haunt. Is the only one that goes well with this build that we are planning out in here. Then we have the Demonic Grace Surge with Fell Energy, increasing your pets and your own dodge chance by 30% and your chance to critically strike with all attacks by 30%. This might be good for other build, but not for this one. You have your pets critical strike, apply the Demonic Pact effect to your party members for 45 seconds. Demonic Pact increases spell damage and healing by 10% of your spell damage, which is higher, blah, blah, blah. And then you have the Everlasting Affliction. I don't want the Everlasting Affliction because I can just cast Affliction, you know, Corruption, I am sorry. So I don't want to do this. So I don't want to take this one. And this one, as we already talked, the critical strike chance is not that good. Incinerate is for the fire, so we are left with Demonic Pact. In my opinion, this is the one that is going to be good for this build, because your pet's critical strike apply the Demonic Pact, and this is good not only for you but for your whole party. Maybe the Everlasting Affliction is good because you can refresh it and you don't waste a GCD applying Corruption, but we are going to take we need to take talents in the Affliction tree, so I wanna save those talents, unless you could take this. I am going to take the Demonic Pact for now, but we are theory crafting, so we are imagining possible scenarios. For example, you can go 5 in Corruption and you don't go Everlasting Affliction, or you can go, this is another possibility, Suppression, so they don't resist your dots because they are going to be level 28. The mobs in the raid are going to be level 28, so they have a high chance of resisting your dots. So you go Suppression, so they have a lower chance of resisting your dots, and you go Everlasting Affliction. You apply Corruption. It doesn't matter if you have cast it the first time, but then you refresh it and you don't cast it again. That is another possibility, and maybe it is a good possibility, you know. So we have those two. let's go with this one for now. What can we do next? Well, we are going Master Channeler. That means that we have to go improve Drain Life because we are going Master Channeler. If we are going full dot, that means we have to go Amplify Curse and improve Curse of Agony. Simple as that, brother. Because this applies shadow damage, this amplifies our shadow damage. We are leaning hard into this, and we are level 23. We still have 2 more. Now we can play around with this. We can go stamina. We can go improve life tap. We can we can go 1 in improve life tap, and then we go Nightfall. This is one of the possibilities right here. This one in Nightfall is really good, brother. Gives your corruption and drain life spells, and you have them all the time on your target, brother. A 2% chance to cause you to enter a shadow trance state after damaging the opponent. The shadow trance state reduces the casting time of your next shadow bolt spell by 100%. That means you cast an instant shadow bolt. And since you have the improved in life all the time on the target, and you have the corruption all the time on the target, you have a high chance of proccing this and getting free shadow bolts. So I believe that I will bring to the raid something like this, brother. I believe this is good. You amplify Curse, you apply your Curse of Agony, you apply your corruption hard casting it, then you refresh it, you apply the new dot for the drain life. You of course you apply your immolation too. You hard cast shadow bolts, and then you refresh your dots, and that is your rotation. It seems very straightforward. It seems very fun, and I believe something like this will be the go-to for the raid for the affliction. But there are some people that think that the fire version will be better than this, that you will be able to take to the raid a fire build. Brother, I'll be honest, I wish that is the case because I want to play a fire warlock. The problem is that I don't think that at least at this state of the game at level 25 it is going to be that strong. Maybe I am wrong, but I believe this one that we just discussed is going to be better. But if the fire version is better, I am going to be thankful and I am going to play it because I want to play a fire version of the Warlock. But I just think it is going to be weaker. But let's take a look at what that might look like. First of all, in here you have to take the Chaos Bolt. There is no other choice. But the Chaos Bolt is not on this one. The Chaos Bolt, there is a bug in this page because the Chaos Bolt goes in this one. Here goes the Chaos Bolt. In this one, you have to take the Lake of Fire. Look at what the Lake of Fire does. Rain of Fire also leaves a Lake of Fire on the ground that increases all fire damage you deal, and your Demon Peg deals to affected enemies by 14% for 15 seconds. So this will improve what you have to do with your hands, you know, a little difficulty for classic WoW players. You quickly cast Rain of Fire and you cancel it just to leave the Lake of Fire on the ground, and then you cast your other fire abilities that you really want to do damage with, you know. So people are going to pick this to improve their fire damage. In the second row, you have to take the Chaos Bolt. Sends a bolt of chaotic fire at the enemy, dealing damage, fire damage. Chaos Bolt always hits, cannot be resisted. This is important because as I said, the mobs resisting spells might be one of the problems. And its knowledge causes all your fire spells to pierce through absorption effects. I believe in the raid there is going to be a turtle or something like that that has an absorption shield. So maybe this is good because then your other fire spells are going to pierce through that absorption field, and maybe this is good for that. We have to wait and see. So we go Chaos Bolt in here. What do you have at the end? And this is when you have a problem, because I believe, and this is the reason I don't think it will be that strong as the other build. In classic WoW, a lot of the damage that comes from the Warlock comes from corruption. This spell right here. If you go Incinerate, which might be the logical choice in here, burn your enemy for X damage and increase all fire damage you deal by 25% for the next 15 seconds. This is the logical choice if you are going fire damage. You have to take your talents into the destruction field, right? Or it is the more logical choice. that means that you are not going to take improved corruption, but you need the improved corruption to not hard cast your corruption, because if not, you are going to cast it 2 seconds, I believe, I don't know. So you need to go into the improved corruption, so that corruption is an instant castability, you know. And that takes away points from the destruction tree that you want, so your fire spells are more effective. The other thing you could do is not take Incinerate and take Everlasting Affliction, and then you don't have to take Improved Corruption. But maybe you need the Incinerate, you know. So that is why I still don't know about this build, because we have to wait to see how it evolves in the gameplay. Do you need the Everlasting Affliction? You don't need it. Maybe I am wrong in that you need Corruption and you don't need it because your fire spells hit so hard that you just forget about Corruption and you don't even cast it. We have to test this stuff, you know. And the other thing important in here is, does Chaos Bolt have a cooldown? If so, how much? And the same goes for Incinerate, because if Chaos Bolt doesn't have a cooldown, then I forget Incinerate, I go Everlasting Affliction, I pick Improved Corruption, and then I just hardcast Chaos Bolt, you know. But if Chaos Bolt has a cooldown, that means that I fill with Incinerate, and then I can't go Everlasting Affliction, and I should have to take Improved Corruption, or maybe I don't take it because I don't need it. So that is why I say that this is a tricky spec, but I do hope that it is viable. Another thing that I don't understand here is that they say that Everlasting Affliction drain life, drain soul, Shadow Bolt, Shadow Clip, Searing Pain, Incinerate and Haunt refresh the duration of your corruption on the target back to its maximum duration. They say in here that you can do it with Incinerate, but Incinerate is also a choice in here. So if you take Everlasting Affliction, you can take Incinerate. So or one of these doesn't belong in here, or they should remove Incinerate from here because it is impossible. I hope you understand what I am trying to say. But let's go with Incinerate in here. Then we have to take Improved Shadow Bolt. This choice is not that good. Reduces the mana cost of your destruction spells. We don't care that much about mana because we can life tap. This reduces the Shadow Bolt. No, this is not the casting time. This is your Shadow Bolt critical strike increases shadow damage dealt. Well, you don't need this because you are not doing shadow damage. I am wrong, sorry in there. So yes, you have to go Cataclysm and reduce the mana cost. So right now you see you are not taking talents that you think, oh, this is the best. You are taking the only choice you have. In the other build, all the talents are good, you know. Then you have gives your destruction spells chance to daze. In a raid environment, you don't care about that, so you have to go with Bane that says reduces the casting time of your Shadow Bolt and immolate the spells. This one is good. We want to do that. Then we have in here reduces the casting time of your Imp's Firebolt. This might be good because of course you are going to be using your Imp. You are amplifying all your fire damage, so the fire damage that your Imp does is going to be good. But I believe that the best one is this one, Devastation. Increases the critical strike chance of your destruction spells by 1%. You go full big dig in that one. And then you only have 1 point left. Remember, we are going to be at level 25. So what do? Do you go into Improved Firewall for 1 point, or do you take Shadowborn? I believe we take Shadowborn in this scenario. But again, what happens in here is that I am forgetting about Corruption. So I don't want to hard cast it. So I am in this scenario, we are thinking that we don't need to play Corruption. Now, if we do need to play Corruption, then we don't have to take Incinerate and we take Everlasting Affliction. But then if Chaos Bolt has a long cooldown, then all of this goes to the cheater. And the choice will be to go Incinerate, to take out this, and to go 5 into Improved Corruption, and then you only have 1 point. What do? Do you put it in Devastation for 1%, or do you put it in Shadowborn? So as you see, there are several choices in this build. So I don't know if the fire build will be better than the shadow dot build for the Affliction 3. But these are the two builds that I think will be the most viable for DPS on the raid, brother. And then we have what everybody is expecting, what everybody wants to play. They wanna be a big bad demon, and I understand it. Who doesn't wanna be that in the game, brother? It is awesome. The Metamorphosis animation is awesome. I hope I could be the Metamorphosis dude and be DPS and not a tank. But well, they gave it a tank. So of course we have to go in here and pick tank immediately. Metamorphosis right away, because everything revolves around that. Now we have to choose the other two runes that go with Metamorphosis. So what do we have in here? We have the Master Channeler, Soul Siphon, and Demonic Tactics. Increases the melee and spell critical strike chance of you and your pet by 10%. This is great for DPS, by the way. Maybe this could be in the other build that we just talked about. Instead of Lake of Fire, you take that one because that is good too. So maybe the Lake of Fire is clunky in that you have to cast the Rain of Fire and then cancel it and cast other stuff. Maybe you just go Demonic Tactics and go big dig with that, you know. But for the tank spec, I believe that again, Master Channeler is the best one. You need to drain life. You want to be tanky, you want to have sustain. What of this has the most amount of sustain? Master Channeler. You dot it up and you are just draining life constantly. So I believe this will be the best one for you, brother. Then you have the third rune. And what do we have here? We are not going Incinerate. We are not going probably to go Everlasting Affliction because we are not focused on damage. What do we have then? Surge with Fell Energy, increasing your pets and your roll dodge chance by 30% and your chance to critically strike with all attacks by 30%. I believe this might be good because dodge chance is good for tanking. But your pet's critical strikes apply the demonic path effect to your party members for 45 seconds, and demonic path increases spell damage and healing by 10% of your spell damage. This is also good. So it is going to be a choice between these two, in my opinion. I am going to put Demonic Grace for now because those chance gives you more sustainability and self-sustain and damage mitigation. But maybe in practice, you won't need that and you can go more damage with this one. But, and this also gives you damage because you have a chance to critical strike by 30%. But it's only for 6 seconds. So let's see what happens in there. Now, if you are going to tank, you need a stamina. Demonic Embrace gives you a stamina, brother. So this is 100% guaranteed. But when you are going to tank, what pet are you going to use? I believe you are going to use the Imp. Why do I think this? Because if you remember, the Imp has an aura called Block Pack that increases the stamina of everybody in your party. If you want a tank, you want the stamina. This gives you stamina, this gives you more stamina because it improves the Block Pack by 30%. Some people might say the Void Walker, but the Void Walker is designed as a tank himself. We don't want the Void Walker to be the tank. We want to be the tank ourselves. And the aura that the Imp provides makes us more tanky. So I believe this will be better, bro. But then we come to the realization that everything else that is here is not that good. We don't want to improve the health funnel. If we are not going to play the Void Walker, we don't care. We don't care about the maximum mana of our pets because we are playing the Imp for the aura and not for his mana and his spell. This is to cast our pets faster. This is maximum health for our pets. We don't care about that because the health is for ourselves. This improves our succubus. We don't care about that. So we are here. Maybe we care about improving our health stone. Maybe not, because we will have a healer and we will be doing Master Channeler. But maybe this is worth it. I don't know. So then what do we do with the rest of our points? We are level 17 at this point. Destruction, in my opinion, sucks for this build, so you will have to go into the Affliction 3. And then we come to, well, what do you take? Suppression or Corruption? And then we go, well, we go Autocast Corruption. A little more damage is never going to be bad. And then we have improve their life. We are playing Master Channeler, so we go in there with 3 points because we are at level 25. For some people, maybe it is better to go full into improve their life, and we take 2 points away from the aura from the imp, and we go something like this. Maybe people don't want to give it anything to the imp, and they take it away and they go something like improved life stat if they see that they are needing mana. I don't know how much mana hungry the tank Warlock is going to be, but I believe the tank Warlock is going to play something like that. You need the stamina, maybe you go for the improved imp, maybe you go, instead of that, you go improve health stone, you know, and you go with something like this, because the other choices for the improved their life with the Master Channeler, because the other choices are lackluster. I may be totally wrong, but I believe this is something you are going to do to tank the raid. By the way, I also think that probably this build with Metamorphosis for the Warlock is going to be good in PvP. Probably, brother, going something like this. Maybe in this case you take the Void Walker for the shield. You know, when you sacrifice the Void Walker and it gives you a shield, maybe that is great. And you go with something like this and you tank a lot, because your sitting pain is going to be instant, and you are draining life from them constantly, and you are hitting and you are tanking. Brother, I believe the Warlock is going to be insane in PvP, and remember that we have the Ancient Veil PvP song in this season of Discovery, so I am excited for that. So guys, these are the 3 builds that I have theory crafted so far. Let me know in the comments below what you think about them. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? What do you think about all of this? Is there another build that I am missing out that I didn't see in here and it is possible? Let me know in the comments below, brother. Let me know also what you think about the season of Discovery and if you are excited. I love reading comments, brother. Hey guys, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Help me out, my dude. Guys, thanks for being here. You are fucking awesome. God bless you. And remember, as a great Bill Hicks said, this is just a ride.